Will we put out an opinion poll?
जय श्री राम, जय बजरंगी, जय बजरंगी। कल तो बजरंग दल का बैन करने का बात किया मैनिफेस्टो में, कल आंजनेय का बात किया। इसीलिए कांग्रेस फिर एक बार एक ड्रामा कर रहे हैं, हम आंजनेय का टेम्पल बनाएंगे। किधर बनाए आप? ये सब पॉलिटिकल ड्रामा है, चुनाव का ड्रामा है। हनुमान हमको शक्ति देता है, ऐसे हम मानते हैं। इसीलिए हर घर में हनुमान चालीसा हम पढ़ेंगे एंड पूरा विश्व का हम इधर से शक्ति देंगे।
Even if there are some people in the organization who are violent, if you equate Hanuman with such people, it's a disservice to Hinduism. What would you say to that?
Shastra is tradition. Shastra is to protect yourself. We are in Hindustan. We are in Bharata Desha.
I mean, I was involved in the social work during the COVID relief time, and I had a lot of Bajrang Dal people who came irrespective of their Bajrang Dal identity and did help.
Wearing bindi, wearing kumkum, wearing sandalwood, those are all for scientific reasons which have come from ages, and we should follow them as Indians and our culture, not as Hindus, Christians.
But only Hindus follow it. But anyway, that's
Only
fine.
Hindus follow it, but if you want those benefits in your life, you should.
Ghar wapsi.
Yeah, ghar wapsi.
We have come to a temple, a Ram temple. The plan today of the BJP was that at 7 o'clock they will chant, pray and sing the Hanuman Chalisa across districts in Karnataka to protest against the Congress that said that they want to ban the Bajrang Dal. The event started at around 7. There aren't many people here, as you can see. It's mostly an event for the media. If you just show there, if you pan, it's mostly an event for the media. And of course, the VHP is here. You have the BJP MP who's speaking here, Shobha Karandlaje. She is one of the firebrand leaders in Karnataka. And so this is supposed to be a protest essentially against Congress. I don't think it's gotten much traction among the people in the neighborhood because I don't see many people, many regular folks in the temple. It's mostly the VHP and a lot of the media. So essentially, this is an event for the media, if I could say that, because see, that's, I mean, you just saw the whole room and then that's all the cameras there. Those are the cameras who are completely, basically focusing on Shobhaji's speech.
इसलिए वो कुछ नहीं करेंगे, वो तो पूरा का पूरा ड्रामा करने वाले हैं, नाटक करने वाले।
May I know your name?
Satvik,
Satvik, what do you do?
clinical researcher.
And you live around Malleshwaram?
I live in Malleshwaram. Yeah.
And that's why you've come to the temple to see what's happening.
Yes, I mean, there was a ban on Bajrang Dal, and everyone, I was asked to participate in that, right? And create an issue or participated.
So right now there's no ban. Congress has said that basically they will, if they come to power, they'll take action which may include ban. So what do you think about what Congress has said?
I mean, I see it as a self-goal because banning is not the right thing to do for any organization for that matter. I mean, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is. I think Congress should have not said that. I mean, it's a self-goal, I feel, for Congress.
And what do you think of this whole BJP making it a big issue? They're, saying that we're going to hold Hanuman Chalisa events everywhere at 7 o'clock today. What do you think of that?
I think the first started with the ban. If they had not said that, I don't think BJP would have included that in the ban. But I think everyone wants to use it as an election issue now, right? And it's also creating an awareness about Hanuman and Chalis regarding it. So I think everybody tries to upgrade their own issue, and they're also doing it.
What do you think of Bajrang Dal as an organization? Because what I've heard that in coastal Karnataka and certain areas, they're very serious, their members have very serious crimes against them. Church attacks or, heckling couples, beating up couples, some murder cases also. So As an organization, what do you think? What is your view of this organization?
So, for any organization we should not speak on one incident, we speak on the genesis of the organization. So, Bajrang Dal, when the organization was come into place, was to protect the people who go for the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. So, the idea of the organization is great. I mean, say like any organization protecting the people is great. But now, when you speak about the atrocities, irrespective of any organization, that's really, really, really bad. I mean, I would never endorse anything for any other. I mean, we should believe in where ecosystem should protect everyone. So I condemn that. But as an organization, there have been good things about the organization. Randomly, we hear about the bad things also.
So in Karnataka, what are the good things you'd count as what Bajrang Dal has done?
At least in Bangalore per se, they have been involved in a lot of social activities and as such. When I say social activities, during the Ram Janmabhoomi time, they went to house and house and made sure that they create awareness about people and everything. So that was a very good thing about what Bajrang Dal cadres did here. Again, when you speak about atrocities, yeah, that's not, we can endorse on it, but that's very condemnable also.
But you must have been very young when the Ram Janmabhoomi thing was happening.
No, I'm talking about the Ram Janmabhoomi time, the 2 years before, where they went house to house to...
For the one in Karnataka, you're
One
talking.
in Karnataka, yes.
I
Yeah.
thought you're talking about the Ayodhya one.
I was 2 years old, so I'll be crawling then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How do you know?
No, not the 92 Ram Janmabhoomi. The recent one where it happened, yeah. So that...
Where you felt like they were creating awareness and all.
Basically, they create awareness. And I was involved in the social work during the COVID relief time. And I had a lot of Bajrang Dal people who came irrespective of their Bajrang Dal identity and did help. So on a cadre level basis, I endorse most of the things what they do. Irrespective of what they do in the atrocities, what you spoke of, I really don't endorse that.
What are the key issues for you this election?
The one of the key issues is the development. I come from the urban sector of the society in Malleshwaram. You would have gone around. It's already a good neighborhood. So my issue as a voter now here is how the better neighborhood can be done.
As a professional, as somebody in Bangalore, your sentiment towards core Hindutva values of Bajrang Dal.
What do you mean by core Hindutva values of Bajrang Dal?
Stop love jihad,
Yeah.
interfaith couple, attacking them, attacking churches, being violent sometimes, oftentimes in what they do, and of course anti-cow slaughter and anti-beef eating.
Cow vigilantism has been taken to another level, which has to be guarded because we know, UP and in Karnataka also, you have seen a lot of cases. For any institution, you have to take that because it is law and order taken into people's hands. That should never be taken care. We have heard many cases where it was taken to be slaughtered and people have rescued, well and good. But many cases must have also seen that in your instance where it is a propaganda, everything. That has to be stopped. There's no question about it and no one should endorse that also. But speaking on the core Hindutva value, when the Hindutva states in the Hindutva model or the Hinduism model of it, I would still endorse that. But definitely not to the issues which you brought up now. Definitely not those.
May I know your name?
Dr. Mahesh Krishnamurthy.
And are you from around this neighborhood or you've come from?
I'm from here.
And you're with the VHP.
We are with the VHP, that's correct.
How long have you been with the VHP?
We've been in RSS from when we were children and then we get absorbed into VHP. Yeah, it's been for about 30 plus years.
And you are a Bangalorean. You've always been born and brought up.
Yeah, born and brought up in Bangalore. We also moved around in India. So my father was in a government job, so we moved around India.
How were you introduced to the RSS? You said that as children you got introduced.
See, we learn mantras, we learn disciplines, and that's how we are in the RSS. It's very simple.
But I'm saying, is that a family thing? Did your father introduce you to it, or did your friends go to the Shakha, or how did you get introduced to it?
See, my father's friends, they were in RSS, and they used to frequent. They said, why don't you send your children to RSS? And that's how we got into RSS, yeah.
And may I know what you do?
I practice Ayurveda.
Yeah, you were saying that you train Ayurvedic doctors before we started rolling. Okay. Now, I just want 2-3 questions I have which are election related. What do you think of the whole Congress's manifesto, which says that we are going to take a strong line against organizations which are radical, and if possible, we'll ban them like Bajrang Dal and PFI?
See, to call Bajrang Dal as radical, first of all, is wrong. That's because we are in Hindustan. We are in Bharatadesha, right? Now, if Hindus are not the dominating population, who should be the dominating population, right? If you go to Pakistan, Islam is the dominating religion. This is Bharatadesha. Hinduism is the dominating religion here. It's a way of life. And not today. It was not something that was introduced here. It's been there for eons, right? So, for thousands of years. So I don't understand what you mean by a dominating, what you mean by radical organization.
So I think what they mean is, of course, Hindus are in majority and that we know.
Not majority. This is our land. To call it a majority is wrong.
But we are in majority also.
No, but who else do you think will be in majority?
No one. I'm just stating a fact that we are a majority. That's
It's
it.
not a fact. I mean, no, I think the whole point of view is wrong. It's not about Hindus being the majority here. I mean, this is our land, no?
There are certain incidences where Bajrang Dal has gained notoriety. So, for example, 2008 church attacks that they took onus for. They said we've done it. They were, proud about it. Attacking interfaith couples. There have been a couple of murders also where some of them have been involved. So, from that perspective, they are being viewed as radical. Now, what do you think of this?
See, there are all kinds of people in society. I know a pastor, a Christian pastor who is like my brother. All right. Now he practices his faith in my house. I go and practices my faith in the church. Right? We are like this. And there are other people who to the extreme, take it to the extreme. Now to single out instances pertaining to Bajrang Dal is not right. I mean, like we look at Muslims, for example, we have seen enough videos in the way, the kind of notoriety that is coming, that is being exposed today. I mean, we are nothing. And yes, there are notorious elements everywhere.
So Muslims also have notorious elements, and we can't call all Muslims as terrorists or as bad people or notorious people.
Like they say, not all Muslims are terrorists, but every terrorist happens to be a Muslim. That is how it is.
Can we say that not all Bajrang Dal people are violent or involved in murder, but many murderers or violent people may be from the Bajrang Dal?
No. People who may own their allegiance to Bajrang Dal is, for example, if I say I am a Ram Bhakt, Rama should say that I am a Bhakta.
Some Hindus may be upset that even if there are some people in the organization who are violent, if you equate Hanuman with such people, it's a disservice to Hinduism. What would you say to that?
Shastra is tradition. Shastra is to protect yourself.
What are the top election issues, if I may ask? Both of you, you can tell me, and then I'll wrap it up.
See, our top election issue for BJP is development of the nation. We want poverty to go, which has been kept alive for 70 years. Illiteracy has been kept alive for 70 years only because they want votes. We want to wipe out illiteracy. We want to bring in currency to everybody. We want to make everybody's stomach filled. Everybody should be happy in our country. This was Bharata Desha in the past. We want to create that Bharata Desha again. That is the sole agenda of BJP.
And their total agenda and freebies, what they have provided, that is totally nonsense.
But BJP has also provided lots of freebies, cylinders, milk, free milk.
Only for the downtrodden. BPL category and downtrodden.
Yeah, and I'm a student actually now.
You vote?
I just turned 18. I'm voting this year. I'm a student and I want to tell the youths that we should know our roots, where we come from, what is our culture. And it is very important, and some youths think that it is shameful to know about it or it is shameful to talk about it, but it is not. We should know our roots. We should know how to tell people out when they are talking against our culture, against our Indian culture basically, not only Hinduism, about Sanatana Dharma. And also, I am from a Brahmin family, and if I want to get a seat in a college, I am a general merit, so I should study well to get a seat. In that case, the SC/ST or other merits, they get an extra advantage when they are getting a seat. So it becomes an inconvenience to the students who study well, yet they don't get a proper respect for that.
One of the other big issues, and especially because you're a girl and you're young, in Karnataka made a lot of headlines with the hijab ban. What do you think of that?
If someone wears hijab and sits across me, I'll get to know that that person is a Muslim, and I have some differentiations with my culture to that person. If I sit to an SC/ST person, I won't know that that person is like that. So we'll become friends and we'll create a relationship without knowing anything else.
But for Hindus also, like suppose you're wearing a tika, I wear a bindi, people can know that I'm different from.
These are for scientific reasons. This is a spot, there is a nerve here. If you press that nerve, our ladies' nervous system is for our pregnancy time, that is very needed. Wearing bangles and wearing chains, wearing bindi, wearing kumkum, wearing sandalwood, those are all for scientific reasons which have come from ages, and we should follow them as Indians and our culture, not as Hindus, Christians.
But only Hindus follow it. But anyway, that's
Only
fine.
Hindus follow it, but if you want those benefits in your life, you should.
Ghar Wapsi.
Yeah, Ghar Wapsi.
So that was the VHP's protest that we just saw. Most of the people here are from the VHP. People are already committed, voters or supporters of the Bajrang Dal or VHP. Not much crowd from the neighboring areas. Possibly because it also rained, so it's possible that people didn't come in because it's been raining. As far as the whole event is concerned, I think there was a lot of media glare on it, and I think this issue of Bajrang Dal, of Bajrang Bali is also something that's really playing a lot on loop in Delhi media, and these spectacles are basically being created for the media to cover. The communication that's going out of such events, whether it's the BJP MP or whether it's the BHP, on how the media is covering it, this whole communication is for the entire nation, for the entire country. It's not just for Karnataka elections. I think a lot of what is being shown here, especially through the medium of television news channels, would be watched in Gujarat, in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. And remember, we have upcoming elections in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, where the Bajrang Dal is very strong. And you have elections in these two states this year. So a lot of the frenzy around the Congress's manifesto may help the BJP's chances in these two states to again rake this issue up and say that Congress is, the secular party, it's anti-Hindu, it's pro-Muslim, it wants to ban, Hindu organizations. This is not a big issue. It's not something that people are really talking about. People are sticking to their core issues of price rise, of corruption. Those seems to be the, larger issues in their mind. And of course, there are a lot of people who also support the Prime Minister. So even if they're angry with the BJP, some people say that, no, we like what the Prime Minister has done for the country. We like how he has brought us on the world map. So you also meet a lot of those people. But that was all we have from this protest of the Bajrang Dal. Thank you for watching another election show. Keep watching. We're going to get you some reports from coastal Karnataka. I know a lot of you people have been saying, why aren't you going there? Well, I am covering the southern region of Karnataka. So I'm going to be bringing you some reports from the old Mysore region that should be out soon. Atul is going to get you a report from Chikmagalur, and he's also getting a report from coastal Karnataka, the politics there. And you can read on newslaundry.com some of our pieces from northern Karnataka. So we've tried to cover the entire state. Thank you so much to all our NL Sena subscribers for supporting our work, for supporting this election coverage. I hope it's been worth it. We also have a new NL Sena fund. This is basically the Press Freedom Week. And through this fund, we want to do deep dive reports on the media, on the state of the media. You know that this week there was a ranking that came out, and it showed that India has slipped 10 ranks. So this fund is going to give you accurate deep dive research reports on the state of media in India, not just Delhi media, not just media in metropolitan cities, but we're also going to look at reporters who are working in small town India and rural India. How hard has it been for them to go about doing their job, telling truth to power with the constraints that we see today. So top that up, check it out, go to newslaundry.com/Sena, check out this new NL Sena fund and help us fulfill our goal. May 31st is the deadline, so do it before that.
The subscription model is something that keeps Newslaundry afloat, but we need hundreds of thousands of people to completely transform the news ecosystem. So you pay for news, so it serves you. So click on the link with this video, subscribe to Newslaundry and pay to keep news free, और गर्व से कहो मेरे खर्च पर आज़ाद है खबरें.